Well, hello guys, Martin, aka Dolan here. As summer went away and autumn came, it was time for my personal favorite period of the year, the League of Legends World Championship. The teams from the different regions are eager to prove themselves on the biggest stage in esports. However, before we jump into the main event, first, it is necessary to go through the qualification round. The opening game of the World's Play-ins had the hometown favorites of Isurus Gaming facing Europe's fourth seed Mad Lions. Both teams opted for meta-standard champions. Isurus searched for teamfight power and picked Ornn, Lissandra and Amumu, while Mad responded with more roaming-oriented options in the face of Taliyah, Hecarim and Leona. Mad Lions started strong, punishing their opponents for being out of position. The early Herald allowed the Lions to secure a 1.5k gold lead. However, Seiya was on top of his game, finding nice engages with Lissandra and keeping his team in the game. At the 24th minute, the Lions took the Baron, but Isurus' mid laner once again found a beautiful entry into the pit, which led to the European team getting aced. While the game looked closer than it should have been, Mad maintained control over the map and secured the next two Barons. One more teamfight was all she wrote for the Latin team as Europe's fourth representative started its way towards World's Groups with a win. Only game 2 and it was time for one of the oldest rivalries in League of Legends. Europe versus North America. It was Fnatic's turn to prove why EU is the superior region. The black and orange team was without its main support Hulisang as the professor could not participate in the first day due to testing positive for COVID. However, Fnatic's substitute support Rux did not disappoint. After a nice aggressive engagement with Leona, he secured first blood for his team. Fnatic had the control over the early game, securing the first Herald and taking down the mid tower pre-15. The game did not become any better for EG as the Europeans remained in full control, finding kills and securing all the neutral objectives on the map. With a 10k gold lead, it was a pure child's game for the black and orange players to enter into EG's base and kill their nexus in just under 30 minutes. What more can I say? Well, EU is better than NA. The next game put the Brazilian squad of Loud up against the Taiwanese second-seeded Beyond Gaming. The draft saw some surprises as Triple L went for Jack's top while BYG had prepared Fiora as a response. The action started on bot lane with both teams trading the lives of their supports after a skirmish initiated by the Brazilians. Beyond Gaming continued calm and collected, finding advantages in the teamfights. Beyond Gaming continued calm and collected, finding advantages in the teamfights. The Taiwanese squad aced the Brazilians around the 18th minute and from there completely run over its opponents. After securing the Baron and the Dragon Saw, all BYG needed was one more teamfight to close the game and put the first win on the board. Mad returned on the stage for Game 4 as they took on the Turkey's Wildcats. Kaiser found first blood on Starscreen after a nice roam on top. Later on, Niski found Farid in the jungle, which led to Mad securing the first Herald. The Lions kept outplaying the Wildcats as the latter could not keep up with their opponent's pace. Mad secured the first Baron in the 23rd minute, but the Wildcats did not give up and put up a decent fight. The team was on sole point and after a skirmish in the jungle found 2 kills on members of Mad. Later on, the Cats secured the Baron under Mad's nose and managed to successfully escape from a fight. However, Unforgiven proved loyal to his name and did not forget what happened earlier. He picked a quadra kill in the following fight near the dragon. Mad managed to prove why the lion is the king of the jungle and after another triple kill from Kai'Sa, the team managed to kill the Nexus and secured win number 2 of the day. The third time in a row was the charm for EU fans today, as Fnatic was playing again, this time against LCO's Chiefs. Kalista, Lee Sin and Maokai were left open, and Fnatic did not hesitate to pick them. The Chiefs opted for more standard picks, with Gwen top, Swain mid, and Tristana bot. The game remained calm for the first 9 minutes, but Razork found a great insect gank play on mid to secure first blood for his team. Fnatic continued to find advantages by picking kills after bot lane fights and securing a 2k gold lead. The star of the game turned out to be Upset, who had a superb performance on Kalista and closed the game by picking the first pentakill of the 2022 World Championship.
For his life, the engage comes out and Tally is dead. Add 1 to Fnatic's Tally. A fantastic Fates call secured. Upset with the triple, with the quadra, looking for the pentakill. Not gonna find it just yet. Topoon's golden. Pentakill!
We're in Mexico. Upset gets a pentakill.
In Game 6, everyone's favorite Japanese player Evi and his team DFM were once again playing on the world stage, this time against the Brazilian Loud Gaming. The LJL squad found first blood after Robo was caught too far away from his tower. In a close fight around the first Herald, DFM secured the objective but got aced after small outplays made by the Brazilians. Another team fight on top lane led to 4 members of DFM getting killed and the Baron going in favor of Loud. The Brazilians closed into DFM's base and secured the fastest win of the day in just under 23 minutes.
Win of play-ins day 1. Loud take down DFM.
Now strike back, and I really...
In the first game on the playing stage, Saigo and Buffalo decided to bring something that was made for Worlds. Froggy put a surprise to the table, picking none other than the green Jellyzack as a mid laner. The game started explosively with both teams playing ping pong on bot. Taki traded his life for Wildcats' jungler Ferret in an exchange which felt more like playing tennis than League. The game continued similarly as both teams kept throwing the ball at each other, trading kills around the map. The Wildcats were active on the map, forcing skirmishes left and right, but the VCS representative was always ready with a response. Around the 23rd minute, SGB found a favorable fight in the Dragon Pit and killed 3 members of the Wildcats, which led to the first Baron going down. The Cats tried to put up a fight, but their efforts were not enough. SGB secured Baron number 2 and found their way to the Turkish Nexus, killing their opponents in a close fight and securing win number 1. The last game of the day was also the match of the day. While EU vs NA is the rivalry of the West, DRX vs RNG represented the derby of the East. The game promised to be interesting from the beginning, as both teams chose skirmish-heavy compositions with some interesting picks, such as Rel, Vi, and Nila among the champions played. Pioshik was creative with his early pathing and tried to find ganks onto members of RNG, but this turned out to be an unsuccessful endeavor. However, Wei did the job his opposing jungler couldn't, and after ganking once, found first blood on Kingen. Brett continued his top dominance on Jax after solo killing Kingen, who was punished for his overaggression. The so-called Kill Kingen show continued as DRX's top laner died once again to RNG's top jungle duo. While the Korean side was unlucky on the top side, the team found an opening around the Dragon Pit and aced RNG without losing a single member.
For the jump, the boot, the bop, Xiaohu's going to be able to get away to safety, and Pioshik, the bramble smash was beautiful. The tree does it, and RNG are getting dunked. 4 members down, 1 remaining, and Xiaohu's running for his life, limping. No flash available, gets at least...
Being in control of the game, the RX looked to secure the Baron, but Xiaohu managed to somehow steal it over the wall using LeBlanc's distortion. RNG looked to have found its way back into the game, especially after securing the 6th dragon of the game. However, the RX maintained their cool and managed to somehow win a super close fight, following the dragon takedown to ace RNG and secure Baron number 2. The Chinese 3rd seed desperately searched for a last opportunity to stay in the game, but the RX did not allow for the comeback to happen. Deft led the charge to the Nexus, going big on Tristana and finishing the game 9-1-6.
It up, but he's still fighting 5 members off the side of DRX.
Nothing that they can do. DRX and Deft dominate.
After day 1 of the play-in stage, the standings look like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.